Hi, and welcome to the Health for Life podcast for those who want to build strong trucks and strong bodies. This is Kevin Muniz and Maya Hickman, your wellness team, bringing you practical tips and tricks to improve your health.
Hello, everybody. Spring is around the corner, although it may not feel that way. The unseasonal temperatures we've been having lately, with the warmer weather hopefully coming up and everything in the bloom, those prone to seasonal allergies will often have tough time. So today we will talk about allergies and hopefully provide a few helpful tips on how to deal with them. I have to say that I'm lucky in that regard, and I'm have not been having any real issues. Mine is like a few sneezes here and there. How are you doing with seasonal allergies, Kevin? Any issues there?
Um, Springtime and fall time, I typically have just a couple little sneezes and sniffles here and there. Um, but other than that, having 14 furry creatures in my home,
Ooh.
we always have a few sniffles and things like that. So,
Hmm.
um, But let's start with talking about what allergies actually are. So when you come in contact with a substance that you're allergic to, called an allergen, your immune system treats it like it's an intruder. So in response, your immune system releases some chemicals which cause a cluster of allergic symptoms. This could be runny eyes and nose, itchy, watery eyes, some sneezing, coughing, congestion, fatigue is in there. And the most common triggers or intruders in this time of year are going to be tree pollens, grass, mold, and ragweed.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to find out that 50 million Americans suffer from seasonal allergies, which is crazy. So, if you experience the symptoms above, you are in a good company. They are very, very common. The severity of your reaction depends on how much of a threat your body perceives an allergen and also on the amount of exposure. So, given that the exposure to allergen matters, it is a good idea to reduce your allergy exposure as much as possible.
And exactly. So, a couple of tips on how we can manage that is on dry, windy days is stay inside. So the best time to go outside would be right after a good rain because the air is typically cleared out from pollen. Avoiding like lawn mowing, weeding, and other gardening chores that stir up those allergens. Um, and then if you can remove the clothes that you wore outside and then shower and rinse the pollen off of your skin and hair, that doesn't linger when you come back inside. Hanging your laundry outside. This is a perfect way for pollen to stick to your sheets and towels and clothes. But if you do go outside to do those chores, wear a face mask while you're out there. Um, and then begin some sort of medication at the start or before allergy season starts. So pay attention to the daily pollen and more mold spores levels so you can avoid those outdoor activities when those counts are high. So you can check out the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology's allergen tracker, or check the local TV, radio stations, newspapers, and then typically our weather apps also give that type of pollen content.
Yeah, so a lot of really good resources we have now to monitor what's going on outside before we step out. There are no miracle products that can eliminate all the allergens from air in our home. However, there are a few things we can do. We can use air conditioning in the house and the car, of course. If you have forced air heating or air conditioning in your house, use high efficiency filters and follow regular maintenance schedules. So very important to filter that air. Keep indoor air dry with a dehumidifier. We live in New River Valley. It gets pretty humid here. Use a portable high efficiency particulate air filter. It's called HEPA in your bedroom, and clean floors often with a vacuum cleaner that can have this HEPA filter as well. So just making sure that you do what you can.
Right. So if you get some of the symptoms that we had mentioned and like to know exactly what you're allergic to, you could see an allergist who will do an allergy test. Now, there's two types of tests that you can get for this: a skin test and a blood test. So with the skin test, you get a tiny amount of a suspected allergy injected into your skin. And then if an allergy does exist, the skin will react by becoming an inflamed, red and swollen, but it might cause some temporary discomfort. Skin tests are usually really fast. We'll find out within about a half hour up to a day, maybe 2 days later. But blood tests take a little bit longer, but they are more comprehensive. More allergens can be tested for, and you can also check for potential allergies to food, medication, insect bites, and some of those other things.
Yeah, so the good news is that there are a variety of ways that seasonal allergies can be treated. There are several types of over-the-counter medications that can help ease the symptoms. And we're all familiar with Claritin, Allegra, Zyrtec. I mean, they are advertised all over the TV this time of year, and these meds fall in the antihistamine category. They can help with sneezing, itching, runny and stuffy nose, watery eyes, all those typical allergy symptoms. Nasal spray, such as Flonase, can also help with nasal symptoms, but they are typically not recommended for long-term use, so be mindful of that. Sodium nasal sprays actually can be used long term, and they work by blocking the release of immune system agents that cause symptoms. And they are again very safe to use, and you can use them for a longer time. However, they do need to be used 4 to 6 times per day. That is the only downside of the sodium nasal sprays. Oral decongestants provide temporary relief from nasal stuffiness. Some medications like Claritin D combine antihistamine and decongestant, so they're a good option if you suffer from multiple symptoms.
So if you need some more specialized care, your doctor may recommend an allergen immunotherapy or allergy shots. Um, these are known as a desensitizing shot. So this treatment regularly involves injections that contain just tiny amounts of the substance that cause your allergies. And then over time, these injections reduce the immune system's reaction that caused these symptoms. So for some allergies, treatments can be given as a tablet under the tongue as well.
Yeah, and I actually have two people in my family that have been doing these shots, my stepson and my mother-in-law, and they both have experienced quite a significant improvement in their symptoms. My stepson had horrible, horrible allergies. Poor kid couldn't breathe. So, it is definitely worth checking in. If you suffer from severe seasonal allergies, I would definitely suggest talking to an allergist and to see if this is something you can do to help yourself. In addition to all these therapies we talked about, something as simple as rinsing your sinuses can be very helpful. Rinsing your nasal passages with saline solution it's a very quick and inexpensive and effective way to relieve nasal congestion. Rinsing directly flushes out mucus and allergens from your nose, so you get it all out. They can be purchased ready-made or as kits to add to water. If you use a kit at home, I would just, make sure that you use bottled water to reduce the risk of infection.
Yeah, and of course, with everything else, making sure that we're active and eating healthy can help alleviate some of the allergic symptoms. So some of the nutrients that have been shown to be helpful are going to be like your vitamin C's, your vitamin D's, magnesium, turmeric, omega 3s, and probiotics.
Yes, a great point, Kevin. Plenty of fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and lean protein will support your immune system as it fights the allergens. Of course, water and physical activity are essential as well, so prioritize self-care during this time of year.
So this is a great segue to talk about our Eat the Rainbow challenge that's going to start at the end of or the beginning of next week. So it's a super fun, easy challenge. You're going to be tasked with trying to get one fruit or vegetable in all of the colors of the rainbow. Um, so I have more information posted outside of the fitness center doors. I'll also uh, post the details in the comment sections below. But this is a great way to expose yourself to new fruits and veggies that you may not uh, put in your normal rotation of diet. So we hope that we were able to provide a few helpful tips here. But for some additional questions that you'd like to learn more about treatment options that would best suit you, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of the providers at the Family Health Center. And that also brings us to the end of today's podcast. So we want to thank you for listening in. And as always, for more information on tips for eating healthy, exercise, and wellness, please feel free to reach out to
Maya.Hickman@premisehealth.com
or kevin.muniz@consultant.volvo.com. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.
Bye now. Thanks for listening. Until next time.